Hi everyone, for today's video we are to discover about the different patterns around us. As they say, everything has a purpose, and so is everything around us that has amazingly a pattern. Do you know that in the book of Genesis, when God was creating the world, the Bible mentioned, and God saw that it was good 6 times? Yes, you heard it right, 6 times. Reflection symmetry. Reflection symmetry is also known as bilateral symmetry. It is the mirror effect, or when one object is reflected or flipped across a plane to create an image of itself.
An example can be a face of a dog and a chair.
Radial symmetry. Radial symmetry is also known for rotation symmetry. It is when one object is rotated in a certain direction around a point. Here are some examples: a blade of a ceiling fan and a flower. Translation symmetry. Translation symmetry is when something has undergone a movement, a shift, or a slide in a specified distance without any rotation or reflection. Pictures shown are an example of translation pattern: a bricks and a pineapple. Spiral. A spiral is a curve which emanates from a point, moving farther away as it revolves around the point. Meanders. The term meander is one which refers to a winding curve or bend in a river. Meanders are typically landforms at the middle and lower courses of a river. Meander gradients are usually more gentle and they experience lateral erosions, which widen the channel of the river at the middle and lower courses of a river. Look at these following examples: a climbing plant and a wire. Waves. A wave is a physical phenomenon characterized by its frequency, wavelength, and amplitude. In general, waves transfer energy from one location to another, in which case they have a velocity. Foam. A foam is a substance made by trapping air or gas bubbles inside a solid or liquid. A sea foam and a sponge can be an example of foam. Tessellation. A tessellation is tiling that uses shapes to cover a surface with no gaps or overlaps. A pineapple and a bubble wrap can be an example of tessellation. Fractures and cracks. Fracture occurs when applied stress is sufficient to break the atomic bonds of the solid. Fractures can be seen in a cement and even in a rock formation. Crack. Crack is a line on a surface of something along which it has split with breaking into separate parts. Stripes. Stripes are made by a series of bands or strips, often of the same width and color along the length. Nature's love of stripes and spots extends into the animal kingdom, like tigers, leopards, zebras, and giraffes. Fractal. A fractal is a never-ending pattern. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. They are created by repeating a simple process over and over in an ongoing feedback loop. Affine transformation. Affine transformation is a linear mapping method that preserves points, straight lines, and planes. The processes involved in affine transformations are rotation, reflection, and scaling. According to Richard Feynman, nature uses only the longest threads to weave her patterns, so that each small piece of her fabric reveals the organization of the entire tapestry.